Hey, folks. So we had this coming together here of Mr. Hamas Harris, and I think he's a member of the public. Someone said in one of the threads in the comment section, should I say, that he's a member of a party or something. I don't know. I have to dig a little bit deeper anyway. But it was an interesting happenstance that this unfolded, right? Because there's another one that I'm going to show you after this with Mr. O'Gorman, right? So have a listen to this.
Yeah, of course you can. Yeah. No, I speak to you. That's all. No, I speak to you. You're doing it again. No, I speak to you. That's all. May I speak? Of course you can speak. Thank you so much. Yeah. And don't tell me what I can and can't. You can speak if you want. You ask me, can you speak? And I said, yes, of course you can speak. Speak. Thank you so much. Yeah. So everybody in this country is worried about homeless children.
It's such a weird interaction, isn't it? It's such a weird interaction. I'm going to go back to the start. I'll go back to the start, right? Because I didn't have that up high enough, but such weird behaviour. Very condescending, you know. And by the way, you don't tell me when I can and can't talk. That's the narcissist. Can't help themselves.
Yeah, of course you can. Every time I speak to you, you said. No, I speak to you. That's all. No, I speak to you. You're doing it again. No, I speak to you. That's all. May I speak? Of course you can speak. Thank you so much. Yeah. So, yeah. And don't tell me what I can and can't. You can speak if you want. You ask me, can you speak? And I said, yes, of course you can speak. Speak. Thank you so much. Yeah. So everybody in this country is worried about homeless children. Every single person in this country. But actually, what I'm most concerned about is the policies that people put in place to resolve this issue. And your policies led to more homeless people. In your view. No, in your view, it actually happened. You were told. My friend, you're not. You were told in the Dáil. You're not. You're told in the Dáil it would lead.
Look at even the guards, mate. Look at the guards. They don't know what to be doing. They're panicking. Like, what do you want us to do here, so, you know? Well, he's like, screw that. Like, if you're not going to let me talk, then I'm going to walk. It's just pure power trip, man. Power trip.
I get told a lot. And it led to more homeless people, and that is exactly what happened. And you are responsible for more homeless children on the streets of Dublin this Christmas. You unfortunately continue to shout. I'm not shouting you. I'm just talking to you. Well, we can ask objectively. I'll just do it objectively anytime. I'm going to speak one more time. Yeah, of course you can. That's okay. The last time you said, of course I can, but I said 3 words. No, so you asked me, can you speak? And I said, yes, of course you can speak. Now speak. Let's hear your explanation of why there's homelessness in this country. I'd love to tell you. Yeah, go on.
It's doing his head in. It's doing Hamas Harris's head in that this guy just, you know, how dare he speak to me in this tone? You know, it's that kind of attitude. But what do you say there? Yeah, I'd love to talk to you about the homelessness, he says.
And you've been in power for 14 years.
You see, you're doing it again. No, my friend, I'll stand here and talk to you. I'll stand here and talk to you, but if you're going to interrupt me again...
If you're going to throw facts like that at me, I'm not going to talk to you. That's the translation of that part.
If you don't want me to speak, let's just save everybody.
I want your explanation.
Well, then please allow me to speak.
Yeah, of course, give your explanation. And I reply to it.
Yeah, you reply when I'm finished.
Of course, absolutely.
Deal?
No problem. Yeah.
Thank you. So there was a banking collapse. There was a construction sector. There were no homes built in this country for a significant period of time. When I got elected to Dáil Éireann, there were fewer than 7,000 homes built in Ireland. This year we're likely to see around 40,000 homes built in Ireland. We have had to rebuild our banking sector, our financial sector, our construction sector from scratch. Then when housing started to ramp back up again, what happened? The COVID pandemic shut down the construction sector.
See, they have all these things that they hide behind. 2 of the biggest ones in my existence here is money. They use money, like how all the social democrats are out there now harping on about, oh, you better put us in because if we don't get in, Europe's going to fine us €8 billion. You know, the pressure of money, debt being put on the country. That's one way they control the masses. Clear as fucking daylight. Because they keep going back and referencing it. It was the banking collapse. That was the problem. It wasn't what we were doing. It was out of air control. It was the banking collapse. When these are part of all that system, all these crony parasites, they're part of that system. You know? And then when the pandemic hit, you know, so they're the things they're going to hide behind now for a little while. I can't imagine that they'll get they'll get much longer out of hiding behind that the old Wubinkoff.
There is nobody in this country who wants to see a child homeless. Absolutely no one. But politics isn't just about defining the problems, it's actually about putting in place plans.
Now, can I reply?
Almost.
Yeah, almost. Come on.
No, because
Yeah,
it's a serious issue.
Yeah,
It doesn't involve shouting at
absolutely.
people.
I'm not shouting
I
at
have
all.
children, you may have children. Who wants to see a child
I have
homeless?
child as well. My child's in Germany
No one
because
wants
of
to
your
see a child.
policies.
No one wants to see a
Go
child.
on.
The man hasn't shouted once. And if you go on Twitter, that's what all the supporters of this guy and the other parties that are in coalition with these, that's all they're saying. Like, who wants to talk to people that are shouting at him? Who wants to talk to someone that's shouting at them? The man never shouted. Not once did he shout. He's just talking. But see, their brains are just so snowflakery. Here's a word for you. They're just so snowflakery that they look for an excuse just as long as they don't have to face reality. Then they'll search out an excuse. Oh, well, he was raising his voice. I don't blame him for not talking to him. You know, anything but looking at the disaster that Hamas Harris is, right? So, Mr. O'Gorman was out and about as well. Now, I haven't listened to this one fully, but that's a bigger screen as well. Bugger. Can I move this? I'll leave it like that, look. I'll leave it like that, right? Because you can still hear it, right? So here we go.
They're leaving too many people in without checking out who's coming into the country. They're coming in without I travelled for 2 months this year, and I was around France and Spain. Everywhere I went, to book into a site, I had to produce my passport or documentation. You're leaving them in without documentation. If they come in without documentation, they should be sent back out again straight away.
Can I ask?
I say no problem, but I'm coming in. Bring in their documentation and prove who they are.
Do you think we should have let Ukrainians into the country? Do you think that was the right thing to do? Can I ask?
No.
No.
That's a different thing
Yeah.
altogether.
But you would agree we were right to support Ukraine.
Ukrainians were right.
Yeah, fair enough.
Ukrainians were right.
Okay,
They were in a war-torn
Yeah,
situation.
absolutely. Yeah,
Most of the
yeah.
people coming in, you don't know whether they're in a war-torn situation or not. I will not. I'm in
Yeah.
Cop South Central.
Yeah.
I will not be voting for you, and I do hope that you don't get back into power,
Well, you're absolutely
because your
legitimate to have that.
policies are totally off the wall.
But can I, like, you're
And then, sorry, he goes on there to go, can I talk now? Can I talk now? But you see the way he said, as soon as the chap here, as soon as the old boy started talking about letting people in without passports and all, he jumped over and he tied it into Ukraine. He didn't even talk about the Africans and the males from Africa and the Middle East. Not once. Didn't mention it at all. But this is the guy that sent it out in all different languages around the world. Yeah, come to Ireland. We'll look after you. We'll give you free money, a free house, a free education. That's what this man did to our country when he sent out them tweets. But it's the same thing. They had the same attitude when they're talking to people. They're so condescending, you know. That video is a bit longer. Go search on Twitter. I'd have to look around, but you can find this one on Twitter. It's like, are you going to let me speak? You know? Well, you had bleeding. What did Hamas Harris has had 14 years to speak, and you still fucked over the country. Do you know? So, fuck these parasites.